Well, here comes the nasty commentary. It's a wrecksite of, if I remember correctly, McDonnell Douglas F-101 Voodoo reconnaissance airplane here in south central Alaska. From the looks of the wreck, the pilot must have punched out. There is no canopy, there is no ejection seat. And then the airplane looked like it plowed into deep snow and flipped over, and the nose and the tail broke off. Somebody, likely Air Force, came in years ago, many years ago, propped the wreckage up with wooden pilings under the wings and removed the engines. The afterburners are still here. Like here are the two afterburner cans and their fuel nozzles and their igniters and temperature probes. Afterburner fuel manifold. Second afterburner. Over there is the tail. It looks like somebody hauled out the vertical tail. There's no piece whatsoever of the vertical tail to be found here. And the wrecksite is accessible for us by landing on the ice of a lake and then hiking over here. Normally it's ass deep snow. There's the tail number. The rest of it is frozen in. I'm not sure if there's another digit or if it's really only this visible part. And there is a squadron marking over here. Like tactical Air Force or tactical air reconnaissance, tactical air something. Quite nice. Yeah, I wonder what the history of this bird is. The F-101 was, of course, used in the Vietnam War for reconnaissance over the north. And there are a number of them in museums, I guess. A friend of mine actually got to fly those in Vietnam and said he got lucky and got always home in one piece. This here is, believe it or not, one of the reconnaissance cameras. It had at least 4 cameras, 3 vertical or near vertical and at least 1 oblique. Huge survey grade cameras. Yep. Slick on the ice. Yeah, I don't know anything about the history of this wreck. I have first seen it in '96. In '96, the wooden pilings that were under it were still pretty intact. See here this wood stuff under the wings. Some of it was nailed together. They were pretty much intact and the wings were about 2 feet, maybe 3 feet off the ground in '96. And here's the other camera. I think, yeah, see that, where the magazine was attached. Huge aileron counterweights. Beautiful hinges and beautiful workmanship of days without computers. Surprising amount of corrosion on it. The wreckage has two lifting eyes attached that I'm quite sure it didn't fly with. Probably got lifted onto the pilings with a helicopter. It probably couldn't hover out of ground effect with the wreckage attached. Here's a piece that I don't know what it is. Looks to me like it's a part of the camera. This could be the camera shutter. Has some kind of shuttering stuff on this side. Actually, what this is, now I come to memory what this is. This is a mechanism that used a vacuum to pull the film down. The film rested on this surface and these lines were used to suck it down and keep it flat, so that the slide film would lay flat while the camera was running, and so that the slide film wouldn't distort. Those of us that know photogrammetry have heard of riso plates, and this thing served the same purpose. So it's a casting here that sucked the film flat onto it. And the rolls of film were probably in here, with the axle here and here. Yep, I'm quite sure that's what this is. The cockpit end. It's amazing the amount of electric system in an airplane of this vintage. I mean, it has wire bundles upon wire bundles upon wire bundles. There are the rails for the ejection seat. And the big wire bundles and cannon plugs everywhere. The rudder pedals are gone. Instrument panel and stick is gone. The long nose is completely gone. Here's the remnants of the plexiglass. Yeah, these were big, beautiful airplanes, designed without computers, designed with a slide rule. It's about everything that wasn't engine on the fuselage was fuel tank. Quite a big fuselage that had lots of fuel tanks in them and the two engines underneath. In the intake. Ooh, slick shit. Another one of the fuel tanks in the fuselage, the collapsed black rubber. No engines. No engines whatsoever. There in my shadow is another one of those lifting eyes that the airplane definitely didn't fly with. Again, the afterburner cans. I think this chunk is probably a speed brake. The black charring behind the afterburners. This here was, so to speak, the lower keel between the engines. Afterburner cans ended like right there. Again, the vertical tail. Pushed the snow off as far as I could. Is that squadron marking? That would be interesting if somebody knows the history behind this and the crash. Well, another tidbit from Alaska.